put together workshops, courses, classes for women in the spiritual growth space. And so, what am I doing here today? I am challenging myself to get on live alone and speak to the void and whoever is listening and or listening back later. Why am I doing this? Because I'm just going to say it. It's because it feels super awkward. Hey, Stephanie. Stephanie's on. It's awkward. It's weird. It makes me nervous. I can talk to people, right? Coming on and doing interviews and talking with people. I love that so much. One of the things I want to do, however, is to be able to speak more freely by myself, authentically, from the heart, because I have visions of what I want to do with my life and where I want to go. And so, what does that mean? It means that I am acting like a parent to myself and being like, "Girl, you got this. Go out and do it." Thank you, Stephanie. Giving the rest of us courage to do it. So, courage. I love this. I talk to other women about this. And that's why I'm like, girl, if you're going to talk the talk, you got to walk the walk. Courage has been coming up so much in different circles that I'm in and in different communities. There's this one community that I've started. It's called Conversations, and we're coming together twice a month. And in between, we connect on WhatsApp. That's how we're doing it for now. It's going to grow into new ways. And one of the things that I felt inspired to do this morning was I wanted to read an essay from David Whyte's book of essays called Consolations. And I think it might be backwards, but here it is. It's Consolations. It's by David Whyte. Consolations, the solace, nourishment, and the underlying meaning of everyday words. It is so beautiful. I highly recommend it. It's packed full of different essays based on different words. You can put it by your bedside. You can read it in the morning. Doesn't take a long time. It packs such a punch. And I read the essay called Courage to the women in my group this morning. I just put it on like a little on WhatsApp. I just spoke it into a microphone. And then afterwards, as I was just kind of getting ready this morning, I was like, you know what? I'm going to pop onto Substack. Going to try out that courage thing for myself and just do it, put myself out there and let it feel awkward and weird and whatever it is, and read this essay called Courage. And so I'm going to read it to you now. Courage. Courage is a word that tempts us to think outwardly, to run bravely against opposing fire, to do something under besieging circumstance, and perhaps, above all, to be seen to do it in public, to show courage, to be celebrated in story, rewarded with medals, given the accolade. But a look at its linguistic origins is to look in a more interior direction and towards its original template, the old Norman French cœur, or heart. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't speak French. COEUR, heart. That is the basis of courage. Courage is the measure of our heartfelt participation with life, with another, with a community, a work, a future. To be courageous is not necessarily to go anywhere or do anything, except to make conscious those things we already feel deeply, and then to live through the unending vulnerabilities of those consequences. To be courageous is to see our feelings deeply in the body and in the world, to live up to and into the necessities of relationships that often already exist, with things we find we already care deeply about, with a person, a future, a possibility in society, or with an unknown that begs us on and has always begged us on. To be courageous is to stay close to the way we are made. Ooh. The French philosopher Camus used to tell himself quietly to live to the point of tears, not as a call for maudlin sentimentality, but as an invitation to the deep privilege of belonging and the way belonging affects us, shapes us, and breaks our heart at a fundamental level. It is a fundamental dynamic of human incarnation to be moved by what we feel, and if surprised by the privilege of love and affection and its possible loss. Courage is what love looks like when tested by the simple everyday necessities of being alive. From the inside, it can feel like confusion. Only slowly do we learn what we already, excuse me, only slowly do we learn what we really care about and allow our outer life to be rearranged in that gravitational pull. With maturity, that robust vulnerability comes to feel like the only necessary way forward, the only real invitation, and the surest, safest ground from which to step. On the inside, we come to know who and what and how we love and what we can do to deepen that love. Only from the outside and only by looking back does it look like courage. David Whyte, Consolations. Only on the inside we come to know who and what and how we love and what we can do to deepen that love. So I love this because it's an inside job. All of this, all of this is building that inner foundation and shoring up who we are on the inside as opposed to letting ourselves be completely defined by the outside. Thank you, Stephanie. It's a beautiful, beautiful essay. And it is the reminder, courage can be in just the smallest, simplest things where someone from the outside might be like, that's that you need courage to do that minor thing or that small thing, but it doesn't matter because whatever our experience and our own stories that we are living with on the inside, that's all that matters. And so it could be something super small. It could be making a phone call. It could be asking for a boundary. It could be coming on live on social media. It could be writing that Substack, working with that person, leaving a job that's no longer aligning with your values and your identity, living in that unknown. You know what I mean? Like stepping in the void and trusting that whatever you're moving towards is exactly right. And so I guess the question is like, is there like one small little act of courage you could do today that we can all do today? That doesn't matter what it looks like on the outside. It doesn't have to be huge. You don't have to go online. You don't have to do things publicly. It could be something that is just, it's all an interior job. And and it's just like it's kind of like what he said, like it's like having the maturity to parent ourselves to be like, girl or guy, sister, brother, you got this. So this is about creating our most meaningful life. This is doing the things so that we can look back maybe at the end of our lives or maybe just a month from now or a year from now without that regret of like, oh, I wish I had done things the way that I wanted to do it and not the way others wanted me to live my life. So like this is the time. And I'm not an astrologer, but man, it's like astrology, the energy is supporting this right now. Whatever is happening, go look it up. Instagram, it's like Jupiter and Leo and Barbell's basket. I did write about it on Substack. I did put together a bunch of my notes that I curated from other people. They're not in my words, but they're on my Substack here. LoriGrossman.substack.com, where you can find that to just like lean into this energy. It's expansion time. It is also power to the people time. It is, old things are crumbling and from the exterior, sure, but also on the interior. You know what I mean? It's time to like take a sledgehammer to some of those old stories that we've been holding on to that keep us what? Complacent, stuck, scared, old stories of self-worth that are not the best for us, judgment, anger, any of those things that are really just like keeping us in that low vibe for us to take a look at it and to use our courage to start moving in a different direction and choose something different. If complacency is one of your things right now, if you're like, God, I've been wanting to do this, I've been wanting to say this, I've been wanting to sing this, I've been wanting to write this, I've been wanting to put this out, I have this idea. It's just about taking like one step in that direction. It's like what like a lot of people say, like, can you just do like 1% do something different? And I also read something recently that's like, you know, if it's challenging to think about your future self, and who you want to be, what you want to do, how you want to show up, then don't worry about that so much and just look at yourself right now and say, is there like one habit, one story about self-belief? Is there one thing that I can make a change that I just know is not serving me? So just starting to make those little changes. We're chiseling away at this like plaster that like underneath is like our authentic selves. I'm speaking this because I am working on it. I'm looking at it. I'm trying it. And I am just talking to the most magnificent women out there in my communities where I see their gold, I see their magic, I see their mysticism, I see their talent, I see how they are badass. Like Stephanie Mullen, go follow Stephanie on this Substack. And subscribe to her Savoring Dispatch, her monthly beautiful analog offering product. You're going to get it in your hands. Anyway, I see these most magical people out there, and I'm like, girl, get out there, do it. It doesn't have to be some huge Oprah Winfrey level thing, but whatever is meaningful to us as we are deepening that connection to our authenticity. I've spoken about this before. What is authentic? Well, not so much about what is authenticity, but I listened to this guy. His name is Vincent Tolman. He had a near-death experience. This wild story. Look him up, Vincent Tolman. And he went to the other side, and he was met with a guide. And the guide said to him, "What do you think the most important thing is to focus on, to learn, to really like put your laser beam on here at Earth School in Earth School?" And he was like, "Is it love?" And I thought the same thing. I was like, "Yeah, it's love, right?" And the guide said, "No, it's authenticity. It is knowing yourself. It is knowing ourselves, because until we can like fully know ourselves and fully love ourselves, we can't give that out to the world. We can't put it out. We can't fully love others. Maybe what we are putting out can sometimes be a burden because we have an unlived life within us that is just begging, begging to come out. So this ties into courage. This ties into courage today, guys. So that's it. That's what I'm going to say about it. Can you do one small little thing that feels courageous today? And do it with me if you want to. If there's something you want to say, or if you're like, I wrote this poem, can I send it to you? Or if you're like, I have this idea, send it to me. Bring it. I will be witness to you. And I think you're gonna feel really good when you're done. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. All right. I'm gonna pop off now. Couple things I want to say really quickly. My name is Lori Gunning Grossman again, in case you don't know me. I have a book study coming up, 8-session book study on the Freedom Transmissions. You guys have probably heard me talk about the Freedom Transmissions. This book study, it's so freaking good. Why? This book, it's not religious. There's no dogma, none of that, no hierarchy going on here. It's learning how to be our authentic selves. It's learning how to have more courage. It is learning how to chip away at the stuff that is keeping us from living like the highest version of ourselves. It is fun. It is wonderful information. And I'm just going to say, you guys, what I'm realizing one of my powers is bringing together a community of the most beautiful women. So reach out to me if you want to. And if not, I am doing a new thing called Conversations. It's a community. We're doing 2 calls a month right now, the second and fourth Monday. And then we're chatting in between. And oh, it's so good. The conversations, the people. You're not going to come here. There's no complaining. There are no gurus. There are no experts. It is so supportive and so lit up. And if you are someone who likes to talk about the spiritual stuff in not a heavy way, not a weird way, or maybe it is weird. Who cares? That's the thing. We all love it. Come and join me. You guys can reach out to me about that too. I've got a wait list for August starting, and I'm going to expand it in the new year with a book club, with different ways to chat with each other, because maybe you're like, I actually want to talk about the star beings, and someone might be like, but I want to talk about um, being an entrepreneur and creating my own business in the spiritual space. Someone might be like, I'm going through transitions, in my life, transitions. I want to talk about that. So that's coming up. Courage, babies. All right. Reach out to me if you want to. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining. Thank you to my girl Stephanie for joining. Go follow her here on Instagram. And see you guys later.